Hey there guys, gals, my non-binary pals, how's it going? Rybird here bringing you a brand new video. This week we're going to be talking about binding safety. And what better way to talk about binding safety than while wearing a binder? The topics we're going to discuss are the incorrect methods of binding, the risks of binding incorrectly, and good binding habits. Two of the most notorious methods of binding incorrectly that are especially used by media when they portray trans guy characters are ace bandages and duct tape. Ace bandages are a stretchy bandage that is wrapped around an injury that you don't really want to move, such as a sprained ankle or a sprained wrist. Because of this, when wrapped around your torso, when you try to breathe, instead of breathing with your body, it ends up tightening. And then duct tape is particularly bad because, first of all, it does not breathe with your body. Second of all, the adhesive causes a rash on your skin. And third of all, holy shit, ow, ripping out your body hair every time you take it off. No thank you. The risks of binding incorrectly range from the less extreme trouble breathing, dizziness, and back and shoulder pain to the more extreme fractured ribs that can lead to punctured lungs. And the thing about the back and shoulder pain and the trouble breathing and the dizziness is that it can be symptoms of compressed ribs, which can lead to fractured ribs and punctured lungs anyway. And even if these health risks aren't enough to deter you from binding incorrectly, whether your reasoning is lack of money or lack of support from family or whatever, top surgeons can refuse to operate on you if you have any sort of damage from binding incorrectly, whether it's damaged tissue from binding too long or wearing a binder that's even just a size too small for you, or if it's the fractured ribs or lung problems or whatever. So if the here and now and the very real risk of health problems doesn't deter you, then think about your future and think about what you may want done when you are older. And in a survey that was taken in April and May of 2014, in a pool of around 1,800 people from 38 different countries, 97% of people had noted having complications of some form from binding incorrectly. I myself have worn my binder when exercising, which is something you're not supposed to do, and ended up having trouble breathing and felt dizzy. So unfortunately, the effects of binding incorrectly can happen to anyone. The good binding habits you can develop are finding a binder that is sized correctly to fit you, so taking your measurements and comparing them to size charts on websites like Flaunt, GC2B, and Underworks. Binding for no more than 6 to 8 hours, and if you have to bind for more than 6 to 8 hours, then please take breaks and let your body rest for at least 5 minutes at a time. Do not sleep in your binder. Take it off at night, give your body some time to recuperate. Don't wear your binder when you're sick. Give your body some time to heal from whatever is ailing you. And do not buy those lesbian binders from websites like Amazon or Wish from Asian manufacturers, because they tend to be made fairly cheaply and the sizes differ so much from American manufacturers that you might think you're getting the size that you need for your body, but it ends up being too small, and if you wear it, you will hurt yourself. I highly recommend only buying binders from Flaunt, which is spelled Flavnt, Underworks, which I'm going to throw the links to all 3 websites that I'm recommending in the description of my video below. But there's Flaunt, Underworks, and GC2B, which is where I get all of my binders. That's where I got this half tank, which you can't really tell is a half tank because of how I'm stood, but it is, which stops at like the stomach area. And if for whatever reason you can't afford to get a binder from one of these websites, then you can try binder giveaways or binder recycling programs that a lot of trans communities tend to have. But the Flaunt bearskin binders are roughly $50, and then binders from Underworks and GC2B tend to be like $30 or $40. Oh, and before I go, I am actually running a binder giveaway. I had bought the binders during Flaunt's last big inventory restock and found out that neither the large nor the extra large fit me, so I was going to hold on to them to give away when I hit 100 subscribers. But I thought that while I was doing a video about binding safely, this is a better option, really. Basically putting my money where my mouth is. But I'm going to be doing the giveaway through a website called gleam.io, which I set up to have multiple ways to enter the giveaway. It links to your social media or YouTube and allows you to enter through a landing page that I will be putting in my description below for this video. But I'm giving away 4 bearskin binders in the color rose. There's 2 large and 2 extra large. There's 2 of them, and then 2 that have already been opened and worn but washed. But the ways of entry that I'm going to set up on the gleam.io page are going to be watching this video, answering a question about which size binder you would be wearing, which unfortunately, because of the limited stock, only people who can wear large or extra large need enter. And that's by this size chart here, putting up in this area. But the different ways of entry are going to be answering the question about which size you are, watching this video, and subscribing to me on YouTube. Those will be mandatory things that you have to do. And then the optional ways of entry that are going to give extra entries into the giveaway are commenting on this video, following me on Twitter, and I'm sure I'll figure something else out. But yeah, I thought that this would be a great idea. So that's all I have to say on this matter. Have a good week, guys. Bye!